Hi everybody, and welcome to the fifth session of this training about eXp.World and Frame VR. And let me take you through a couple of things that I wanted to show you from a customer journey perspective. So we are going to talk about specific customer journeys. And obviously when we talk about customer journeys, we are moving from phase one, phase two, phase two, three, until we close a deal and can do some after sales. So what does this entail? It entails that we are going to talk about a couple of different systems that I use for my business model and for my marketing strategies. We are also going to talk about eXp.World, of course, and how we implement that in the journey, but also going to speak a bit about other systems such as Flow Living, which is social media marketing strategies. We are going to talk about PropCon mainly as the very personalized customer journey, and then we're also going to speak about a couple of other things as well. So ITO 360, eXp.World, PropCon, and Flow Living are quite a big asset in my business model. All right, so let's go without further ado. Let's go into eXp.World. I have here my camera running as well, so you'll be seeing me here. So yeah, as you might know, if I do business with people that I don't necessarily know and I can't meet up with them face to face, I do like to meet people face to face. But if I can't, because they're international or they reach out via referral or they reach out through social media that they are asking for specific properties or for investment or how the market is in South Africa, then I usually take them here. And the reason why I take them here is because everything is centralized. And obviously you have already seen that this, my business suite and my office here, where we have centralized everything from documentation to listings to after sales, like manage air, or if they want to, do international transfers here in currency partners, or want to use different kind of things like insurance companies, etc., etc., construction companies, and so forth and so forth. I also have here an agent attraction one office here, so that people can also find all the information to join my team in EXP South Africa. So maybe I see you guys there. But without going forward, so if I meet people for sales, then I want to know what type of investment are you looking for? Are you looking to live here or an investment? Are you looking for a return on rental, like short term or long term? Are you looking to flip property or develop land? Are you looking into value appreciation and want to hedge your wealth hedge it against inflation and calculate on value appreciation, etc., etc. There's a lot of different ways how we can go about that. So for me, it's very easy to meet them here, to give them all the necessary information that they need to then make a bit of a consent decision of what direction they want to go to. So very easy for me to go, if I start to understand what they are looking for, it's very easy to pitch a little bit of stuff to them in my other metaverse here, which is my listing metaverse. There's a couple of things open, so it always takes a little bit longer when I'm in training. But there we go. It's pretty good, pretty fast. All right, so here, there we go, it's loading. So here's all my own listings that I have, that I shot my properties. I have all these listings of myself listed, and at the other side there's also properties upstairs. There's also Indonesian properties that we've seen already, and there's actually a few that I need to implement as well here. So this is really to trigger their mind, because I want to know what kind of direction they want to go to, and I want to know as well, obviously I want to maximize my income through several revenue streams on my client, and to obviously start with a commission that I don't have to split and actually make more return or monetize more my client right away. If they understand their direction that they want to go to, then we can have a look at these ones. But then also go to my website, where I can now, that is built on PropCon, where I can actually show the listings. So we have now 69 listings on my website of the DeVogeleer properties. And yeah, these are not all my listings. For example, this first one is of Noreen of EXP. This one is my own listing in Strand. This one is of Nadia of Remax. This one is of Johan, actually a few of Johan that he implemented because he's now, I consider him one of my team members, but he's not in my downline. This one is of Marina. This one is sold here. And then we have a couple of other ones. This one also my listing here. There's quite a few. There's also one of my listings here is of Jaco Creel of EXP, my own listing here as well. So there's quite a bit of stuff on this website, but not only my own. So this already broadens my, my offerings to my clients, which is always very valuable. But now, if they are not 100% happy with what they see, then I can also procure and search and properties specifically to their needs. So then I do browse on other platforms, other agencies, websites sometimes, or because on Property 24 not everything is listed there. There's a lot of sellers that wants to list but not on Property 24 because they're scared that their local affordability is not strong enough and that their property gets stale. So they want to focus on personal network, and that's what we can do. So if you go here to PropCon, PropCon is basically now also official partner of eXp. So I do motivate most agents with eXp as an independent agent to work with them because it allows so much options as an independent real estate agent that has a team. For example, I click here on my team. Still need to. We have 4 people here. It's myself, Johan, Grant, and Keith that just got added also. So we still need to import their listings and yeah, there's a couple of team members that will come on here as well. So now it will add on their listings add on automatically on the site if they allow it so to do so. Now if I go to PropCon, my CRM system, on which my website is built, then I for example go here and you see that I have 55 pages of 5 properties per page. So very quickly that means there's 275 listings here. A lot of the listings are listings where I contacted an agent to say, hey, look, I see that you have this listing. Would you be able to share a commission on that? I might have a client and I want to propose it to him. So I can now, with one click on the button, for instance, let's go to listings. Uh, let's go to listings. I click on this one, for example, just to add it, and this can be any link on Property 24 or whatever, but you have a little thingy here where you can just add it on, and then it will basically, with a couple of clicks on the button, okay, acknowledge, and then you basically add it to your website. I'm not going to do it now because I already implemented and I would have a double listing. But just for you to understand how easy it is to work on listings in general. Now, the reason why I like this system is because I work a lot on buyers' perspectives, where you do need to protect yourself. Um, you do need to protect yourself quite a bit because a lot of times you put in a lot of work for buyers that are looking for something. I usually use a buyer's mandate, and then I also let them pay, or I ask a request to them for a consultation fee in the get-go for about 10,000 rand to say, look, I don't mind to do work for you, but I take a risk because many times before they cut me out by going directly through the other agent. Now, this is the difference with PropCon, because if I would propose, like for example, a friend of mine here from my childhood, he's looking into property. We know each other when we were 6 years old. Actually, as a matter of fact, he punched me in the face and I punched him back. That's how we got to know each other, became best friends. But when we were 6 years old, okay, so but anyways, so you see here, for example, for Laurent, I put a wish list in his profile here. That looks like this, yeah. And then you can see the matches that automatically comes on. Now, I'll actually take Laurent there. Oh, all right, so I'll just take this one for in a bit. Um, so if you see here, these are all the matches that comes from his wish list, come into the matches. Oh no, it has to refresh again. And you can see basically that I have here a listing of Neil in Londino, Neil Robinson with EXP, Marina of EXP here. This is my own listing, my own listing. Granddaddy Hotel is also for sale. I have here my own listing. Then this is of Stefan, husband of Dana, an agent of mine who's also in property. Then we have my own listing together with Graham, and then a couple of other properties that I showed him. You can see that I listed these kind of properties for him because I think these are not a good match for him, but these were also falling within his matches. Now, it's very easy to just, share this via WhatsApp or share this via email or SMS, and then it will ask you, did you send something? You say yes. Well, I will say no, and then it will send you a reminder when you open up in PropCon for easy follow-up. And we all know that follow-up is very easy to work at. Yeah. So now, um, if you would look at his page that he will be receiving, he sees this. The Vogler property powered by eXp Realty. This is his personal page, which is an unlisted page. He will only see that, only people will see that if he gets now um, this link. So if he can send this link to other people for other people to see as well. But if I now delist a specific property, then this will be delisted. For example, let me just go ahead and go to matches and I say, actually, this property I don't like him to see because I don't think it's a good match. Um, so like if we're going to renew this property, then you can see there's 11 properties and this one is not in there any longer. So there's three more, so, and the one in Oranjezicht is not there anymore. Yeah, so that's pretty amazing. And remember when I said that now this one, if he clicks on this property, which is of Neil, a very nice development land in Clifton, you will see that it's now listed as my property. Obviously, Neil gave me permission to advertise it to him, so this is why he sees me. And now I will secure myself from Laura not going through another agent or to the agent directly and can consolidate my 31 years of relationship with Laura. So this is pretty cool. This is why I use PropCon, and basically the website that they're building here that they made for me here is also built by PropCon. It's very affordable, it's very streamlined, and you can add your team members on. Now, remember when I spoke about this one, and I forgot to mention that actually earlier, I spoke about the 10,000 Rand that I charge a lot of the buyers that are really serious to buy. It's really to make a bit of a difference between time wasters, protect my time basically, and people that are serious. People that are looking for properties to buy, they don't care about 10,000 Rand, especially if you look at this price bracket. You know, he sold with his company Stadium for 100 million euros. So, I mean, that's quite of a budget. So 10,000 Rand also doesn't make any difference. Now, obviously, from a legal perspective, if they would buy with you, um, let me put the webcam on. If they would buy with you, then you're legally not allowed to make money from the seller and the purchaser. So then I don't mind to put the 10,000 Rand back because my commission will be haystack higher. So that means that 10,000 Rand wouldn't make a really big difference for me. So I don't mind to pay that back as a deposit, let's say. But if he doesn't buy with me, I didn't monetize already on his relationship. Um, and then I can take it even further by consulting him to go over the paperwork because a lot of the internationals buying and there's the first investment, they don't know really how it works here, what are the pitfalls are, and they want to do business with someone they trust and someone that knows the industry, which is you or well me in this case. And so now you will still even be able to keep that relationship with your buyer, even though he bought with someone else, meaning that and the next times he's definitely gonna come to you, because even though that you didn't make enough or a lot of money or were involved in the sale because they went directly or whatever the case might be, or they were with developers that don't share their stock with other agents. Now they will be able to they will come to you for the next property. But now also you can monetize by passive income consistently by after sales, by connecting them with a bank or an insurance, and then by transferring money from Belgium to here. Now you also put them on, for example, Manage Air, who's giving kickbacks, or to your team player Keith, in my case, who's doing short-term letting, and actually make a deal where they put it on the short term, and now you get a revenue share out of that. So there's already four revenue streams that I just told now after sales, which can give you monthly income on this client as well. So then the 10,000 Rand doesn't really matter that much anymore. But yeah, you're securing your client for you, which is, I believe, very important. So this is how my business is structured for a PropCon perspective, and you can look at my website, devogeleer.property. There's a lot of different things in here, and the reason why I wanted to show you this as well, because the website is, do you really need a website? Is a good question. Well, if you're just doing sales, maybe not really. If you want to make your own brand and want to grow and do business development, I'm sure that you will benefit from it, especially if you have created a bit of a name. You can create a bit of a team where you can see you can add a team members on this website. But now also, you have your virtual solutions, you have your media channels, you have join as well, which is obviously to attract team members, which is pretty cool. And this is definitely something that I like. And this is also where you can now connect it to the metaverse, for example, um, where you have the agent attraction metaverse office, yeah, which I showed you before. But the virtual solutions are pretty cool, especially because this is really where innovation lays from a technology perspective. And you can embed everything in here in your website. And this is basically where I want to focus on over the next 5 years, is how to create a platform where we have the most immersive experience going on, where we can do different things. Like here, for example, is my development metaverse. We also created this kind of thing for developers as a proper website, basically, where they have different tabs, where they have now floor plans and everything like that into the virtual tours, their return projections, all the cost, all the plans, all the this, all of that. So this creates a lot of benefit to developers, especially because you are capturing data through that you now can receive feedback into your marketing campaigns, especially social media marketing or email marketing. If you have a good CRM system with a lot of good contacts and labeling or tags. So this is the same thing. Again, I showed you this before, I believe. But now we also have 3D rendering, and we have a lot of different solutions going on. Yeah. So this is pretty cool. Why I am now trying this out. Now, the virtual solutions is not only this, but we are now also launching a bidding platform, which I think is pretty amazing for marketing strategies in general, where you can now, for example, do it's called Prop now, also official partner with EXP, and we are now in a testing phase where we are going to list the property that we are now doing a bidding campaign for. In my experience, in my belief, in my experience, I think is a perfect kind of way how to end your mandate. If you have received X amount of leads, they're not taking any property. Now you will be able to do a last resort. Well, it's maybe a bad name, but a last sort of marketing strategy before it goes maybe into an open mandate, or maybe you might lose the deal. So you say, okay, let's do social media advertisement about an event that will take place next week for 3 days. That is an open mandate. We can do an online event, whether in the here in eXp.World, or whether within the let me do it here, or whether here where you can put a guided tu- 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 tu, you know, this one you can also do. Actually, I'll just show it to you. That's gonna be easier. Loop. Let's say, for example, you have the bidding platform or the bidding event that is open for 3 days where people can just bid into the platform. And now you organize a guided tour, a start live guided session as a host. So now I say Michiel, enter password. Uh, I think it's that one. All right, so I'm now in there. So now I'm guided tour. So anybody that goes on the link will see a button here, guided tour. Join the guided tour. So now you will be in there with your cameras. And that's pretty cool because now you can actually let people browse through when you in here as well. Can, you know, 20 people or whatever it might be. You can say, look at this property. Any questions you have? Oh, all good, all good. Do you want to do a bid? Then you must go to this link, place a bid, confirm through an OTP on your phone to then sign the OTP later as the paper. So there's actually quite a lot of opportunities there, and you obviously can use all that data that you have as a hosted events to do further social media marketing in case, yeah. Besides that, quite a lot of opportunities I find, um, and a lot of integration to each other. Where, you know, I believe a strong business model is where all the systems feed back into each other and are linked to each other to maximize, you know, to have one kind of package in place for your marketing. So now you say, look, Mr. Seller, we are going to do. You know, in the first month, we're going to put it all international, all national websites, this, that. Now, on the second, where we're gonna do some email marketing about specific things. We have the data captured. Now we're gonna start social media advertisement. That data now that we receive, now we still haven't had offers. Maybe it's overpriced. Maybe we have to do price reduction. Maybe we can discuss some other property marketing strategies. Now, oh, yeah, 3 months almost passed. That is over the average of a property that sits online. So maybe that's a little bit. There's a reason for that. So let's say, for example, we do a bidding campaign just before the end of the mandate, and now we will get a lot of feedback from a financial perspective back to the seller, and that will give him more of a realistic view of what is going on in the market. Is he gonna like you for it or not? That will be depending a lot on what his expectations are for his property, but we all know that usually they have higher expectations than reality. But it is your job as a real estate agent to set the expectations from the get-go. I mean, I just had a meeting last week where someone wants to put their house on the market. They expect 11 or 12 million rand, where I see literally at what has been sold and a max sale of that area with the view, which the other property doesn't have, is sold for 6.5 million a year ago. I mean, you have to set expectations right from the get-go. And that's where, you know, and a lot of the people will think, oh, yeah, but you trying to get the price down to get it sold. Well, yeah, of course, because your expectation is unrealistic. Maybe you should bring the price down to a market related price. It's not because we are listing it at 8 million rand that you're gonna get 8 million rand. So if you compare on the listing prices on Property 24 of properties that sit online already for 2 years at a price that is 20 to 25% over the you know the average purchase price, it's not likely that it's gonna go. And this is what your job will be as well as a real estate agent, by leveraging your systems to get the data, to show it in your face, black and white. This is what this is what purchasers are thinking. These purchasers come from overseas. These purchasers come from South Africa. You see the difference here. A lot of cash, a lot of bonds, a higher offers or a higher expectancy in sales. How are we going to leverage that? Well, technology is the answer, ladies and gentlemen. And I believe PropCon is the backbone of my business because it's super affordable. especially now with EXP, I think you only pay 100 Rand for a subscription. My website, it they gave me 8 hours of development for free, and I pay 350 Rand per month on the hosting of my website, which is phenomenal. I don't find it expensive, and you have everything in place to protect yourself as a real estate agent and leverage all the technology like virtual tours and metaverses to implement in your website for a real good customer experience. So now the customers are gonna see like, hey, this guy is quite cool. I literally had quite a bit of feedback of people that say like, oh man, the way how you do your business here in South Africa with such a personalized customer experience, I don't even see that in Europe. I haven't seen that anywhere. And that to me is very heartwarming because South Africa, especially Cape Town, is considered to be an upcoming hub of tech. And that's also why I like mainly to work with South African companies such as PropCon, support your local business like PropCon and iTour 360 as well. All right, so I'm gonna tune out for this one, and I will be seeing you in the next episode, episode 6 of how to leverage your business with eXp.World and Frame VR. All right, ciao, ciao.